In the process of changing the ceiling fan, got our ladder set up, switch turned off. So take the blades down and take the light off. And here's the fan after the final installation is complete. So after I made sure the power was off, took the blades off and got the light sconces off. You can see here that I'm removing the screws on the side of the canopy. Once they're out, I'll take the canopy off so I can access the wiring. Here I am pointing out the 4 nuts that you need to remove to take down the fan motor. Here I'm going to use a crescent wrench, an adjustable wrench. A box end wrench or a ratchet wrench would make it even faster. Video is sped up so that it doesn't take quite so long. Be careful when you get done so that the motor doesn't fall. This one has a hook that you can hold the fan motor up while you unwire it, which is what I'm showing you here. There's a slot, put it over the hook, then you can feel free to unwire the fan without any undue strain on the wires or it accidentally falling. Be completely sure that the power is off. It's a good idea to test it with a meter before doing this. Once you unwire it and get the motor down safely, go ahead and undo the screws to take down the old bracket, because we have a new bracket with the new fan that we need to put up. Also recap those house wires just in case somebody comes in and turns the switch on. They used slotted screw heads on this, so I had to use a screwdriver. It's quicker than trying to use a flathead tip in a drill. Here I'm showing you the box that they used. I screwed it up into a board they ran between the joists in the attic above the ceiling for added support. Here I'm showing you the cradle bracket and how the downrod assembly goes into it to hold the fan up. We'll show you that a little bit later when we hang the fan. Now I am going to screw the cradle bracket up into the metal box. And unfortunately I have to use the slotted screws again, so I'll speed this up for you. I centered it the best I can, eyeballed it, and then tightened it up tight to the box. Next, I'm getting the house wires prepared. I'm going to go ahead and get them stripped and capped and slid out the closed end of the cradle mount. This will allow me to slide in the wireless controller here. And I'm going to black to black, white to white on the house wire side. Just follow the wiring schematic that comes with your fan. That's the best way to do it, but it's usually black to black and white to white, the house wire, and then the other side you're going to use the schematic. Here you can see I'm hanging the fan assembly. I pulled the wires through the closed end of the cradle mount again and then laid the downrod assembly into the cradle mount. I assembled the fan with the blades on the ground to make it easier in this situation. That will depend on which fan you have, and you'll have to decide for yourself when you go to hang yours. Sorry I didn't get a better camera angle at this, but I am wiring up the wireless controller now, and then I will painstakingly try to get them tucked into the fan box as neatly as I can while sliding the wireless controller into the top of where the downrod assembly is into the cradle mount, and between that and the box right here. This one was a little tough getting the wires in. It's not going to look pretty, but I did double check all my wires, made sure my wire nuts were on tight. After I cap them with the wire nuts, I pull on each wire individually to make sure they are tight. I got them in there, and now I'm putting the canopy up and then putting the screws in. Got to make sure it's on correctly. And there it is. Next, we got to put the lighting kit in. This one has a Molex plug, so you got to get the screws set. So that it can go on those 2 slots and then rotate. So I put 2 screws in already on the fan. The third one goes in, doesn't have a slot. Tighten them up. And now I am going to put the light kit on, plug the Molex in. The Molex plugs only plug in one way, so you can't mess that up. Got to get the wires tucked in the grooves, the screws set right, put it up in there, rotate it, and then tighten them down. I'm making sure I got the wires tucked in there correctly before I put that third screw in and tighten everything down. I don't want any wires pinched. Only thing left to do is put the bulbs in. Came with this fan assembly, and then put the globe on top. Now the globe has grooves, goes in one way, and then you rotate it and it locks down so that it won't accidentally come out. That's what I'm trying to show you right now. Even if I twist it the other way, it won't come off. I have to push up to release it and twist it. Now turn it on, test it out with the remote. Light works, fan works. Everything appears to be working great. There's no wobble in the fan. It's quiet and it looks good. Job well done.